if a head teacher turned around to me and said, Matt, you've got a choice. You've got only one subject to teach your children in your class. You're not allowed to teach any others. I would have to say that reading would be the one that I'd choose to teach. Not because that's particularly my strength of teaching, but because it's I believe it's one of the most valuable skills that you can give children. Once children can read for themselves, they don't need you anymore. They don't need you as a parent necessarily. They don't need you as a teacher anymore to teach them and to spoon feed them. They're now independent. And I believe that this is one of the things that really separates an average learner from a really amazing learner. Because once they're able to read and understand things themselves, they become free to learn independently and on their own. They don't need their adults around them anymore in order to support their progress and their growth. So, and this is when they start to fly. So, if you're at home and you're reading with your children, there are certain things that you can do to help support great comprehension with them, and this is just one. When you're reading through a text with them, okay, you need to make sure you're reading with them for understanding. And one top tip that I'd give you is that at the end of any given sentence, that you ask them, you read the sentence through. So, for example, you might have a text like this, and you'd say, it's all about garden birds, for example, and you might read a sentence through. And it'd say, why do birds matter? And it would be, they help plant life by scattering seeds. Now, at the end of that sentence, prompt them by asking, what did you learn from that sentence? And it's, oh, I learned that birds help plant life by scattering their seeds. Great, fantastic, we've learned it for understanding. We've read for meaning, fantastic. And then continue. This means that seeds get to travel to different places and grow in other places. Great, end of sentence. What did we learn? And you re-prompt, what did we learn? This means that seeds get to travel to different places. What do we learn? Well, it means that the birds will pick up the seeds and they put it into their own words. They give the gist, what we call the gist. And they say, oh, well, it means that the birds travel from place to place and they'll move the seeds around. Great, that's reading for understanding. Do they get it themselves, or are they simply just regurgitating the same words again and again? Are they putting it into their own words? And this is called giving the gist of the meaning. If you can read with your child and prompt them at the end of a sentence, do you understand what you read? What did you learn from that sentence? The child will feel enriched. If you've got a child at home that tends to really struggle with their reading, and you ask them, hey, should we do some reading? They go, no, I don't want to read, I don't want to read. Okay, the chances are because they just see it as a big slog. If children don't feel enriched by what they read, they aren't going to want to go back. It's the same with anybody. It's the same with adults. You know, if I'm asking you to take part in an activity that frankly you don't get anything out of, you don't feel like you've grown because of it, it's just work, all right, you're not going to want to do it either. So with children, it's essential that when you're reading with them, that you're not just reading so that they're making the right sounds. You need to make sure that when you're reading with them, they actually get what they read, and asking them what have they learned at the end of a given sentence or at the end of a given paragraph for more advanced readers, for more advanced learners. This can be a hugely supportive prompt to see that they're actually taking the information in that you're reading to them. Okay, hope that was helpful. See you soon.